everyone, welcome to this week's product review. In today's video, I am going to be reviewing the Born This Way concealer from Too Faced. This is a fairly new concealer. I believe it launched mid-month last month, so it hasn't been out for too long. I really wanted to test it out because of all of the consumer study results. According to that, 97% said that it provides a natural, undetectable finish. 97% said that it provides a smooth, creaseless finish. So creaseless was like a ding, yes please. And 97% said it provides a flawless, no makeup look. So that really intrigued me. Also the fact that it is infused with coconut water to delicately replenish skin's moisture levels. So big plus, because I really love to stay hydrated underneath my eye. I feel like when there is no hydration underneath the eye, that my concealer just looks cakey and it just doesn't look settled, and it just looks like a lot of makeup underneath my eyes. So that really called to me, the fact that it will help with the moisture levels underneath my eye. It also is infused with Alpine Rose to brighten and boost skin's radiance. Dark circles, hello, obviously would want to brighten that up, so why not? And it is also infused with hyaluronic acid for a smoother, more youthful appearance. So this concealer retails for $28 US. It is an oil-free concealer that comes in 10 different shades in a 0.23 ounce tube, which is quite a bit for concealer, so I definitely liked that. I grabbed the shade Medium Tan, and yeah, I swatched it in the store. I figured that this might be my perfect concealer shade, so let's see how it works out. In order to give this concealer a fair shot, I am going to be color correcting, but I'm only going to be color correcting one side of my face, not the other. So I'm going to be correcting the right side and leaving the left side as is. I'm curious to see how it wears with color corrector and without color corrector, and whether or not it looks good with either or. Sometimes I don't wear color corrector, especially if I'm just in a hurry or running errands or anything like that. Grab a little bit of concealer and plop that under the eye and call it good. So if this wears pretty well, covers pretty well without the color corrector, then that's definitely a big plus. So I'm going to be correcting this eye, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I'm back with the color corrector just on the right side. Now I'm going to be adding foundation, just applying foundation onto the face, but skipping the under eye area. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I'm back with foundation on, I am going to be concealing. So taking this bad boy and conceal. So just going to take, it comes with a little doe foot applicator, so I like that. And just going straight into it. And I like the shade. I think I did match myself pretty okay with the concealer. It's going on pretty, I don't want to say thick, but definitely is covering a lot right off the bat. So yeah, that's one side with color corrector, and now without. So I'm really curious to see what this side's going to look like. Because regardless of what concealer I use, it never seems to be enough when I don't color correct. Just going to be blending that in with my damp beauty blender. It's blending beautifully, by the way, like actually really blending and continuing to stay pretty put. Okay, now the side without the color corrector. Definitely doesn't feel too heavy under the eye. And I honestly want to say that it looks pretty similar to the side that I color corrected. I am debating on whether or not to set my under eye area, because I usually set it, and this claims to be creaseless, and that is why I set my under eye area, is so that nothing creases on me, because regardless of what I use, guaranteed it will crease on me. So I'm kind of on the fence as to whether or not I should set it. If it says it's creaseless, then it should be creaseless without setting it, right? So I'm gonna not do anything else to the left side, but I am going to set the right side just to see if it makes a difference. I'm just going to set as I normally would with my RCMA. So now that I've set off the bat, I love the way that this whole side is looking. This one, I mean, is looking pretty shiny, but that is to be expected because the product does have moisture in it. So I don't know if that's going to settle in a little bit. but we'll see. I did not set this eye. I only set this eye. Now I am going to be finishing off the rest of my face, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I am back with a full face of makeup, and I can tell you that the left side is already starting to crease on me a little bit. It's nothing too incredibly noticeable, nothing that bothered me, but I did like move my head a little bit to see in between my lines, and it is creasing, but not a whole lot. So I'm just going to lightly dab at the creasing. And I definitely like the concealer. I think that it looks really, really nice and that it looks pretty like toned down as far as having a whole lot of stuff underneath the eye. It really doesn't look that way, or at least it doesn't to me. I'm going to zoom you guys in so that you guys can get a better look. Okay, so as you can see, this one just looks a little bit lighter than this one. This one looks more like my skin than this one as far as the tone. But I still really like the way that this one is looking and how this one is performing thus far. However, it has only been like 5 minutes, so we shall see in a few hours. So I am planning on keeping this on all day long, which for me is going to be a good solid, perhaps like 8 hours. It is currently 12:26. So I'm going to be wearing this from here on out until around like 8:30 or so, and probably check back with you guys at around the midway mark. Okay, so now I am back. It is currently 4:57, and I must say that the left side is not holding up very well, but the right side that I did color correct and I did set is like, I don't know. I mean, I don't expect it to be, you know, perfect, so that I don't expect it to look exactly like it did when I first applied it, but it looks pretty good for it being like, you know, almost 5 hours later. So I am pretty impressed with the concealer. I'm a pretty tough critic of concealers just simply because I always have to deal with them due to my dark circles. And this one is impressing me, but only when I apply color corrector and set it. Okay. So as you guys can see, now that we are really close, this eye, I mean, it looks fine for what it is. Concealer, I mean, it looks good. I think it's still looking pretty good. This side, on the other hand, not so much. Now that you're a lot closer, you can definitely see, like when I do this, that's when you can see all the lines just being filled with the product. So it definitely does crease. You can still see my dark circles peeking through here, but not as much as on this side. Like, I don't know, it almost looks ashy and just, I don't know, it's like they look worse on this side, in my opinion. So this side good, this side not so much. Okay, so that is the halfway point, and I will see you all at the end of the night. Okay, so it is now 8:15, and I'm just going to call it a night. I'm going to call it good. The product pretty much wore the exact same from my midday check-in to now. The right side, it still looks pretty much the same. I really, really like it. I like the way that it held up. The left side that I did not do anything with, I didn't color correct, I didn't set. No. It didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, you can definitely see my dark circles, and if anything, I think it made them look worse because they look grayish in a way, and the product definitely settled into my lines and then some, I feel. So overall, would I recommend this product? I guess it just depends on who's asking. Like, I don't know. Now that I've said that, it's kind of a difficult question to answer. I guess let's put it this way. If you have really dark circles like me, and if you have some lines going on underneath the eyes, or if you tend to have creasing underneath the eye, just make sure that you're wearing a color corrector underneath the concealer, and make sure that you are ready to set on top of it, like set with a loose powder. Otherwise, it will crease on you, and you will definitely be able to see right through the concealer, and I don't know, the dark circles, in my opinion, even look a little bit worse. So that is all for this week's product review. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found it helpful or useful in some way. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.